Hello, I'm Lesley Logan, and today we're doing single leg kick on the mat with some tips and modifications. So first we'll start with the ideal version of it. I also want to talk about some ways you can modify it and some ways to deepen the feeling in your body. You can advance it, but really it's just doing the ideal. If you're watching this from the deck of OPC flashcards, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you're using them. If you didn't know what that is, then at OPC, onlinepilatesclasses.com, I have a deck of flashcards for all the mat exercises that help you take your Pilates practice wherever you want to go. It has tons of tips, including a way to see this video. So here we are. Single leg kick comes after swan. However, I really like when I'm teaching someone extension for the first time, I will often teach them the single leg kick before I teach them a full swan, because the extension you're going to get in your single leg kick with the support of your forearms is actually going to help you teach your swan dive. And so I like to kind of go out of order a little bit when they're learning, then put it back in order as they progress. So here we are, single leg kick. You come from your swan dive, child's pose. So you do this lovely stretch here, which is just your roll up upside down. And then I take my arms forward and I just slide out. Boom, like that. So you want to come up on your forearms. And the reason is for that, it's not because I want to be fancy. It's because we just did all this work to find some extension in our swan. We reverse the curve and we do this active stretch. So it's a rolling like a ball, that strength of rolling like a ball. I don't want to lose that connection to my center getting set up for this exercise. So you prop yourself up with your arms parallel, fists parallel, pressing your fists down and your elbows energetically down and back to pull your heart forward. I am not trying to pull my shoulder blades together. Notice what that does with the length of my spine. I end up coming lower to the ground. I'm also not rounding like this. So the collarbones are wide, the shoulder blades are on your back, and you're pulling your heart forward. You're not looking up and you're not looking down because the neck is part of the spine, y'all. So now, spin your inner thighs up so you're not tempted to be turned out in this position and shorten your lower back. And then lift your stomach, right? So pubic bone to the mat, tailbone to the heels. You do one kick 2 times and then the other kick of leg kicks 2 times. And you can go faster, obviously. Try not to let the foot be kind of like dangling out there. There are people who do a point and then a flex. For me, I just point and keep it connected to my hamstring and my fast. You can do you, but I find that keeping it in that point allows me to open the front of my quad more and then connect more to my fast where my thigh meets my seat, right? So to make this easier, you could just come down to your hands underneath your forehead and do the kick. That would be fine. You can also just hold this position and just hold it. Now, to deepen this exercise, because it's an exercise I actually hear a lot of people go, what are we doing here? It's a hamstring curl. If you are trying to get rid of those hip clicks, you want to be really on top of this exercise. So notice when my legs are straight, there is a little bit of space for air to go underneath my knees. Some people don't have this space. I do. If you don't have the space, it's fine. But just notice where your femurs are in space. Like close your eyes and like picture the bone inside your thigh where it is. When you bend your knee, it is not an opportunity to drop that femur. So even though my knee is only a millimeter off the mat, dropping it would drop the femur down. And now it's just choreography. But if I keep the femur where it is, boom, now all of a sudden, all the muscles at the back of my leg are working to hold that femur levitating in space when I lose the foot. It is not a lift the leg, then kick, kick. That's not it either. That's just going to go into your lower back. What I'm looking for in the upper body is that when you're doing the kicks, I don't see you kicking your heart forward. Your upper body just stays really still. And this length, this extension you're learning is going to help you with that swan dive, right? So give it a try. If you're getting foot cramps, just know that it is normal and check in with your magnesium levels. And B, also, if you're using your feet too much to do those kicks, remember your thas is where it's at, and your thas is what actually will help take away some of those feet cramps in general. It's pretty awesome, pretty cool. If you want to feel this in your body in a regular practice, then join us at onlinepilatesclasses.com where we do life better.